Hey guys, so I am a stay-at-home mom and I wanted to try and come up with a few things that would help motivate a stay-at-home mom to stay on schedule, get stuff done, be productive, and not go crazy being with your kids at home all the time. So I came up with 8 things. I could have come up with more, but I decided that 8 was plenty. So hopefully some of these help you. A lot of these are like obvious, but still things that we don't really do. I do not do all of these, but these are goals that I have set that I know will help me get motivated and just make my day go better. So number 1 is get ready in the morning. Wake up before your kids to have alone time. So basically, if your kids get up at 7, get up at 6 or 6:30 and actually, take a shower, put clothes on that aren't jammies. I wear my pajamas all the time, and I've just noticed that it doesn't help me at all as far as being motivated to do things, to leave the house. All I want to do is just sit around. I love when I get up earlier than the baby and I'm able to have like a hot cup of tea or hot chocolate. It's for those of you who drink coffee, and just, personally, I will grab it and then get on Facebook or watch a YouTube video. Some days, though, I just sit on the couch and drink it and just chill for a bit. It's just such a great way to start my morning. Or if you are one to do devotions, do it in the morning to start your day. I really should do those, but I just haven't gotten into being strict about it at this point. But yeah, just getting up, brush your teeth, take a shower, put actual clothes on even if you aren't able to take a shower. Really, really, really helps me to be motivated for the day. Number 2 is use some type of schedule or routine. Obviously with kids you cannot have a strict schedule. It just doesn't work. It creates more stress than anything as far as helping. But have some type of schedule that is flexible. Even if you just set times that you're going to eat. Say breakfast is at 8:30, lunch is at 12:30, dinner's at 5:30, whatever, just so somehow you have points to go throughout your day to stay on task and, know what your next step is. If you like schedules, have a detailed schedule, Personally, I prefer, I have done a lot with schedules. I always have loved making schedules, but I've had hard time sticking to schedules. So personally, I have found that I love a schedule that says before breakfast, I do this. After breakfast, but before lunch, I do this. After lunch, but before dinner, I do this. And after dinner, I do this, So as opposed to, 6:30 to 7, I'm going to do this. 7 to 8, I'm going to do this. 8 to 8:30, I'm going to do this. Those schedules don't work well for me. So, sorry, that's the baby. But having a schedule that's flexible really works well for me. Number 3 is, I heard this on somebody else's channel, and I really like this idea. When you're a stay-at-home mom, having playpen time or room time for your kids. Playpen time would obviously be, when your kids, before they're able, I guess say maybe 1.5 and younger, 1 and younger, I would put them in a playpen, give them some toys. Right now, my little guy isn't even, he's starting to move, so we're about that point where we're going to have to get the playpen out. But my point is, take maybe an hour, but put it the same time every day so your kids can get on the schedule. And basically what you do is, for this hour, your kids either have playtime in their playpen or in their bedrooms, to where you can have time for yourself, whether you're cleaning, whether you're, just relaxing, whatever you want to do, but either have them in the playpen for an hour or have them play in their rooms by themselves for an hour. Also, if you have siblings, make sure you separate them. It's good to give them time to learn how to play by themselves, and it makes them more independent. So it's a really good idea, and if it's not the same time every day, they're going to learn it, they're going to expect it, And especially if you start young, it's just a part of your day, it just happens. So I really love that idea. That gives you in the middle of the day, just gives you a little time out, especially if you're having a rough day. It just gives you a time to collect yourself and continue the day. Number 4, prepare dinner earlier in the day as much as possible. Obviously, there's certain things that you just can't do ahead of time. But if you're making a salad, chop up vegetables earlier in the day, maybe when your kids are napping, or if you're homeschooling, like when they're doing something that they don't need you for. Just anything, make sure you thaw your things out ahead of time. Just anything that you can do as far as prep work. Because what I've noticed is towards the end of the day is when my baby needs me most. And that's when I'm like, wanting to, okay, I got to get dinner done, or I got to get it started, I got to get it done. And all of a sudden he's like screaming and I have to hold him the whole time. And if I've waited for this whole meal that I have to prepare and make, and it's challenging. So if you're not able to prepare things, I would definitely have a backup meal in the freezer that you can make for those times, because kids are unpredictable and there's going to be those times where you just can't get dinner done because your kids won't allow it. Especially if you're, a single parent, or like my husband works third shift, so he's sleeping still at that time, generally when I would be preparing for dinner. So the next one, number 5, and these aren't in any specific order, they were just when they came to me. So number 5 is plan time for yourself and time for your just you and your husband. And also when you have older kids, plan time for just you and like one child, so you can have one-on-one time, both you and your husband. So that's just, plan time to make sure that you yourself are taken care of, that you have those times where you don't feel like it's kids constantly, whether you go get your nails done or just, go to your bedroom and just read a book or whatever, and just, have your husband watch the kids and they're not allowed in there for an hour or whatever it is. Date nights with your husband are really important. So just make sure you schedule those times, because if you just say, oh, we'll do it later, it's never going to get done. So make sure even if you don't have, like every month, the second Saturday of every month, we're going to have a date night. If you don't have that, just have, when you do have time, go ahead and put it on your schedule. Say, oh, next week I'm free, we can do it this day. You don't have to have it specific every month, but just pencil it in. Number 6, plan play dates, or join, plan play dates, I can't read my writing, plan play dates, join community mom groups, or church groups, etc. Basically what that means is get out of the house. Do things with other moms, other people. You will go crazy if you are constantly in your house by yourself with your children. Get involved. It's good for them. It's good for you. Generally there's free things that your kids are able to get involved in, whether it's with your library, whether it's, was it Lowe's or Home Depot does activities for free on Saturdays or something a couple times a month. Like MOPS is a good group if you have little ones. Some churches do like scrapbooking or card making, and then they provide a nursery for your kids. Just do something that forces you to be with other parents, other moms, and your kids to be with other kids, just for that interaction. Next is, along with that, I do YouTube vlogs to keep my sanity. I love them. I love the interaction. There's also, some people have couponing groups. So those were 2 that I did not mention there. Number 7 is schedule in cleaning time to keep from getting overwhelmed. Okay, so this is a big one for me. I am not the tidiest person, and what happens is for instance, my dishes. I will have a meal and then I need to do dishes, but there's not enough for a full strainer, and I feel like I'm wasting water if I do a load of dishes and there's not enough for a full strainer. So then I wait till the next meal. What happens is I end up waiting 3 meals later, and then there's a bunch of dishes and it's overwhelming. Not to mention that it's gross that your dishes have been sitting there for a few days. So to take time out of your day, maybe 5 minutes, 5 minutes after breakfast, to rinse and stack your dishes, 5 minutes after lunch to pick up the living room, any toys. Just do it as you go so it doesn't get overwhelming, because then it's going to be like, oh, I need an hour and a half to tackle this and I just don't have that time. So do things as you go. And the last one is get fresh air. Just go outside. Whether you're going outside I love to, we have a tiny little porch in front of our house and there's cement steps. And I just go and I sit on the cement steps and I don't really do anything. I just, stare. I take the baby out now that the weather's getting a little warmer. And we just chill out there, I dance with him on the step, because he can't do it by himself yet, but just the fresh air, having the windows open, it gets so stuffy inside. So just really, if you go to the park, go for a walk. We've been starting to try to go for a 30-minute walk every day. Not only is that good for exercise, but it's good to get out of the house, get fresh air. I cannot stress that enough. It just makes me feel so much better when I'm able to get outside. And I'm not an outside person. I love being inside, especially if it's cold or anything like that. But there's something about being outside that's just so great and just lifts my mood. So hopefully some of those helped you. And if you have anything that you do that really helps motivate you as a stay-at-home mom, please let me know. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye, guys.